family did themselves proud. Really well done.
They certainly did. No doubt about that. I wonder what you think it is. I mean, I was inside there. I heard what was said about Tim. But for people who didn't see it, what do you think it was about Tim and about his story that resonated with such a wide community?
Well, Tim was the kind of guy who, a real people person. And Charlene, as you know, I was really amazed that Charlene was willing to put herself on the page, but also out to, so many people. And they were a rare couple in the sense that they were both people person and they engaged with people. And they went, at first when they got the news, they were shocked. But then people started bearing them up. In my message, I said this was, the news when it came was like the ripples in a pond. Well, the reverse happened in their situation. People from many different areas drew together and supported them. And a lot of people said, well, how are you going to deal with this morning? And I said, listen, when you realize how many people have been supporting us for the last 15 days and how many people are supporting us in prayer today, it's going to go well. And people are going to feel buoyed up by it.
And there were so many great memories of Tim shared about his cheeky sense of humor, his ready smile, his ability, it seems, to engage with almost anybody. You knew him. He was a member of your church. What are some of your fond memories of Tim?
The thing that will never leave me, I knew Tim's dad better than Tim. I only met Tim when he put the air conditioning units on our roof, but I knew his dad because I work with him in council. He's one of our elders. And I was really grateful. I was there when Sergeant Kavanaugh came and broke the news. And the very words that Hank said then, he said this morning. And I was really grateful for him that he could say them in a very composed and a very heartfelt way. Okay, the Bible talks about grief as for an only son. And I know that they love all their children, but he said it well. The girls and he and Mary, they really treated Tim as someone precious. And for Hank also to be able to share his grief in such a strong and a real way, but also to say, hey, I'm being carried through this, by God and by the people who love me. That, I think, is an awesome testimony.
It is. The story is so hard for so many people to believe as to what happened to Tim. And you talked about it as well. People ask, how could God let this happen? How could something like this happen? Because this really must have been a test of their faith, but they seem very strong today, even despite what's happened, don't they?
I really loved what his sister did, and I wanted the church to say amen to it. Because, the Bible talks about the mystery of iniquity. We don't know why these things happen. And, you just showed your device to me, and that there's going to be a news conference this afternoon about another arrest. And we have no idea where this will go. But, it's a mystery. It'll all be made plain somewhere down the road. But in the process, they know and they trust that God will see them through. There will be tough moments for them. Nobody's dodging that issue. There will be tough moments, but they're going to be seen through, and that's our faith. That's what we believe.
Well, Pastor Veenstra, I appreciate your time today. Thank you for leading that service today. I think you really did a remarkable job, and thank you so much for letting our cameras in and letting us be part of this too.
I am grateful that I have been sustained in this whole process, and I just want to thank you guys in the media. You've been absolutely awesome to the family, and I appreciate it very much.
Okay, thank you so much. That is Pastor John Veenstra. Really appreciate your time. Papa and Annette, this really was a remarkable service, a little more than an hour. Some amazing memories shared of Tim, and of course we'll have much more on this coming up throughout News Now and later on today. I'll send it back to you right now.
Thanks very much, Nick. And from the newsroom.
Hey, Brittany.
Hi, Bob and Annette. Well, Hamilton police have just in the last few minutes sent out a news release saying that they have made a second arrest in the Tim Bosma investigation. Superintendent Dan Kinsella will be providing an update at 2:30 this afternoon at Central Station, where they'll release the details of this arrest. Of course, we know that 27-year-old Dylan Millard was arrested last week. He's been charged with first-degree murder, forcible confinement, and theft of a vehicle. The latest update came from Hamilton Police Detective Matt Kavanaugh. That was yesterday when he said that 10 officers were still following leads in the Bosma murder investigation, and they were still searching for those 2 additional suspects. Then the news came today that another arrest has been made. 27-year-old Dylan Millard, as I said, had been the only one arrested and charged previously. Hamilton police had said yesterday that they had finished searching the Waterloo region farm that Millard owned. And yesterday they took down a big tent that they were using on that property. So again, the news comes just a few minutes ago that a second arrest has been made in this case. Police will provide an update at 2:30 this afternoon, and we'll bring you all the latest details then. I'll send it back to you for now.